Well, good morning, good evening, and all that. What we got to do is go check on some lawns and do an update to see what the winter did and how lawns are behaving now that we're easy girls. Now that we're a couple days into germination. Well, this certainly doesn't look good. We're going to have to look in and investigate what's going on here. Well, same yard, but this is a lot better. We finally hit overnight temperatures above 50. Definitely know the soil temperature is 50 degrees or above because my sinuses are going crazy. Let's go check a couple of properties that we did, and I'll take you along for my start of 2023 growing season and kind of see where 2022 landed. First I think it's good to start with the baseline. So this is my existing lawn. I know, install lawns, and my lawn is absolutely terrible looking. But the thing is, we gotta get a baseline. So this is an established lawn, predominantly Kentucky bluegrass, but it's also just starting to come in. We're just starting to see a couple shoots come in. So as a baseline, that's what an established lawn looks like post dormancy. So got a call from a client. We did late fall seeding last year, saying that it looks a little sparse this year. Probably missed the worst by about 3 days. It's Saturday, Thursday, we started having temperatures above overnight 50 degrees. So the soil temperature now is 50 degrees or greater. So now we can start growing grass. I'm not worried about it. Not even a little bit. Does it look great right now? No. We're like 2, possibly 3 days post dormancy. This is all normal. I don't plant annual rye. We'll do a little bit of perennial rye, sure. Predominantly it's fescue and bluegrass. So in an early springtime from a late fall planting, this isn't out of the question. Most of the area where you see if it's bare or whatnot, a lot of other grass neighbors, you remove that yellow, you remove the thatch, and you're pretty close to where we're at right here. The lawns that we're taking a look at are late fall planted lawns. The first few I want to showcase late fall plantings, just so it's a relative apple to apple. This one, this is a tough one. I got called over here a few days ago. Homeowner client had no irrigation. Told me he never watered it last year. Came over this year, and it's just rough. So the last couple days I came over here, started with a fall leaf cleanup. I don't do fall leaf cleanups, but we had to get a heavy layer of leaves off of here so we can get some photosynthesis. The next part was setting up a lawn irrigation. I'm not a lawn irrigation company, but we put together some, soaker hoses. So we can start getting some water over here so we can start getting that growth coming through. We're using a shade mix on this side. It doesn't get a whole lot of sun. Over in the front, it's my typical go-to turf grass, 10% blue, Kentucky blue. But yeah, and because of last year, we did get some rain, this, that, and other thing. I was a little worried about seed, because this one needs seed. I don't know if there's a whole lot of root life left in it. So I came over, we did the fall leaf cleanup, and then just kind of raked in and overseeded some seed in there, and then built our irrigation system. Again, we got some soaker hose going through all that. Towards the side, had to talk with the homeowner to get the spigot turned on. The water was still turned off. And then got a 2-zone auto timer watering. So I think we're going to solve this issue. This was definitely needed to be reseeded. Needs water. Gotta water it. Can't grow grass without water. But we're here, we're gonna fix it, we're gonna get some water on it and watch it take off. All right, back sitting in the car, parked at the side of the road. Not gonna vlog and drive at the same time. I guess here's the only point with the last lawn that we looked at. If you have a problem, talk to your contractor. Just open up a discussion. Say, hey, I don't own a sprinkler. I don't own a garden hose. When we left last fall, hey, you got to water it, 3 times a day, 10 minutes. Keep the ground moist. You'll be all right. Everything will be fine. It was, yep. I'm gonna water. Early this year is like, hey, Bulldog, can you come over and take a look at my lawn? I think I botched some watering. Well, by botched, meaning you don't own a sprinkler and you don't own a garden hose and your outdoor spigots are all turned off. Yeah, I agree. We as a team botched watering. It's okay. Talk to your contractor. I went over there. Those are all my hoses, soaker hoses, timer, this, that, and other thing. I'll let you borrow stuff. I'm not a lawn irrigation specialist. I don't install lawn irrigations. But together as a team, right? It's a team relationship here. We can put out a couple sprinklers and we can get water to your yard. I had no idea. He didn't own a sprinkler, didn't own a garden hose. Information helpful last year. But if you start getting into, lawn installations, these are all the things that you're going to probably find. So I want to, showcase the wins, the fails, everything as transparent as possible. And oh, by the way, some of the left field, left turn issues you might face as a contractor. Again, I do lawn installations. I don't do lawn service. I don't do lawn maintenance. I don't mow lawns. I'm not a lawn service. I don't do a fall leaf cleanup. But I got a dump truck and I have a rake, and that yard was all of, 300 square feet. I think it was 800 square feet. It took me probably, I feel like 10 minutes. So 30 minutes of a hand rake up all the leaves, throw them in the back of the dump truck, rock and roll. Another, half hour to lay out irrigation system. Within an hour, we're back to, a good baseline to grow grass. Some of the things, as a contractor, you're going to see. So back out here on the morning to pick up the irrigation stuff that we laid earlier this year. We're at about 21, 23 days since we turned on the water and the faucet, and there's a sprinkler head right there. I don't think we got a foot tall grass over here. So yeah, I think a little bit of water went a long ways. I'll just touch this up for the customer. You know, hey, there's always some areas that need a little bit of touch up, but before we start growing mushrooms in in the forest, yeah, that was nothing more than just hitting it with water, turning water on. Again, this was late last season lawn renovation, small one, but we didn't put any water on it, and nothing grew. Put some water on it with a couple timers on the faucets, and yeah, we got. Well, now now he needs a lawnmower. Let's go take a look at some other houses. The next one is a exotic lawn, and this is a start of an exotic lawn. Exotic being a subjective term. So, do you own, grass that you typically would mow? Well, yes. Well, then it may or may not be exotic. Do you have a grass lawn that you plan to not mow? Well, if the answer would then be yes, here's your exotic lawn. So this was a full lawn renovation with a fescue that is a low grow fescue, no mow. So it's a low grow, no mow fescue that we put in late last year, and did do the hydro seeding due to erosion coming over it. And let's take a look. Here's a couple of shots about 14 days or so after initial seed planting. And you can see it's coming in, kind of looking normal. And here's how it looks a good month into the growing season. It's different. It's not your typical, grass lawn. Eye of the beholder, is this a look for you? Is it not? Here's a good comparison of a low growth fescue next to, a traditional 2.5, 3-inch, cut fescue bluegrass lawn. It's different. It's kind of cool. I don't know. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think down below. Would you install a low grow, no mow fescue in your lawn? Curious to hear what your thoughts are. And with that, I think we can wrap it up on what your lawn will look like coming out of dormancy. Hey guys, appreciate your time. Thanks for viewing. As always, if I can do it, you can do it too.